Imagine a village in the middle of a desolate desert, a small cluster of homes from the air, dry riverbed, cracked earth. Thriving not on water or fertile land, but on something truly unbelievable: phantom gold. This isn't a fairy tale. It's a real community built on a legend no one has ever physically seen. How does a place like this not just survive, but flourish on an ethereal promise? What if I told you prosperity here isn't measured in coins, but in belief? Not faith in the invisible for its own sake. Faith as a system, a social contract, a kind of currency that everyone agrees to honor. Sounds impossible, right? Let's walk into the contradiction and see how it works. First, the ghost town that refused to die. Wind-scrubbed walls, shade lattices woven from date fronds, cisterns sunk deep into rock, no rivers, no mines, just heat, horizon, and a mystery that holds the place together. So how? It starts with a story. Elders tell of phantom gold. Not metal, but a promise. Work today as if the gold arrives tomorrow, and tomorrow you will eat. It echoes old myths. Remember the 7 cities of gold. Explorers crossed deserts chasing riches and found straw-thatched villages instead. The wealth wasn't cities of gold, it was people, trade routes, and knowledge. Desert myths aren't just entertainment. In many cultures, they're survival tools, maps of resilience wrapped in story. They teach: share water, move at dawn, trust the caravan, keep hope alive. And here, that lesson became an economy. The village runs a gold standard you can't hold, but you can spend. Labor credits are pledged against phantom gold, recorded in ledgers, recited in market chants, settled in seasonal festivals. You repair a roof today, you're owed shade tomorrow. You tend the well, the bakery discounts your flour. The gold is an anchor for trust, translating sweat into value across time. Resourcefulness is redefined. Evaporation coolers from clay, salt crystal insulation, fog nets on morning winds, solar ovens built from scrap mirrors, textiles dyed with mineral dust, jewelry with turquoise and copper. Real wealth deserts have always held, long after the gold myths fade. What do outsiders think? Traders try to convert belief into cash. Researchers try to map it to behavioral economics. Some scoff, others invest, funding a clinic, a radio mast, a seed bank, paid back not in money but in festival hosting, caravan access, guaranteed safe passage, value, just not the kind you can stack. Beyond gold, the true wealth appears: social cohesion like bedrock, rituals that reconcile debts without shame, a night market where songs double as ledgers, where every chorus tallies who owes whom, and laughter clears the books. Is there actual gold? No evidence. And that's the point. In deserts, myths separate fact from fatalism. Deserts aren't wastelands. They regulate climate, house unique life, hide minerals, and reward ingenuity. The legend is the scaffold. The people build the house. So the enduring mystery remains, and it doesn't need solving. The real treasure is the human spirit, collective belief turned into food, shade, and song. If an imagined fortune can keep a village alive, what could shared purpose do for the rest of us? Try this where you are. Pick a story worth living, agree on its rules, and back it with action. You might find your own phantom gold, then realize it was never about gold at all.